Okay, hey guys, so I'm going to be teaching you how to make this magic box effect in Photoshop. And I'm going to be going over how to make the dust, I'm going to be going over how to make the bokeh in the background. We're going to go over some blending modes, we're going to go over masking and select a mask. So yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and let's jump into this. Alright, hey guys, so now we are in Photoshop. So as you can see right here, I did put a flashlight in this box, and that's why his face is already illuminated. I would recommend that you do something like that so you don't actually have to like make the glow on the face in Photoshop. It just looks a lot more realistic, and I mean obviously you can make something incredibly realistic like this in Photoshop already, but I did this just because I'm lazy. So yeah. Let's just jump straight into this. So first things first, I'm going to go over here and I have this dust.png, which is actually what you see in the actual final product. It's the little glow that's going up to his face is actually this. So I will leave a download link in the description to this file so that you can follow along. But not this file of my little brother, because that's just weird. Get away from me, you weirdo. So yeah, I'm just gonna tilt it up at kind of this degree, so it's going up towards his face. Maybe even make it a little bit bigger, and maybe smaller, and about there. And then we're just gonna come over to here and set the blending mode to screen. Here it is. So what the screen blending mode does is if something's absolute black or even close to black, if something's black, the blacker it is, the more transparent it's going to be. So if you have something that has a black background like this does, then it's just going to get rid of everything black and leave only what's white or what's another color. So that's basically what it's going to be. Beware though, the darker that the color is, the more affected it's going to be by the screen blending mode. So yeah, that's basically what the screen blending mode does. And let's come over to here. We're going to click this little button right here to add a mask, and then we're going to come up with our brush tool. Push B for brush tool. If it's not there, you can just literally click it and you'll be on your brush tool. Yeah, and if your foreground background colors aren't black and white, you can push D for default and they will go straight to black and white. And black and white basically is the masking modes, or not modes, it's the masking colors. White conceals, or white reveals, black conceals. So while white will bring stuff back, black will bring stuff away, as you can see. So if I paint it with white, it'll bring everything back. So that's basically what these two colors do if you're clicking on a mask. If you were just clicking on the actual image itself, it would just paint white and paint black. Oops. Yeah, it would just paint white and paint black. Obviously, when we paint black like this, it's gonna get rid of it because we have our blending mode left to screen. So yeah, let's click on this layer mask. And so you're just gonna want to push B for your brush tool, X to make your foreground color black, and you're just gonna want to paint away the areas that you don't want. So like we want to make it look like it's coming out of the box, so just paint away the areas that you do not want. Push B for brush tool. You can hold Alt and right click, hold Alt, right click, and drag to make it bigger or smaller. So yeah, that's how you do that. So yeah, we can just paint in where we want this. It's not really doing much down here, but there we go. Now we have that. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, like so. So it's kind of like that. Let's come back down here. Just paint away what we do not want. Doesn't have to be perfect, especially in this case, since it's like I don't know how to explain it. Since like these things are really small and not like fine, they're really soft edge. It doesn't have to be completely perfect. They'll kind of blend in already, but make it as close to perfect as possible. So there we go. Now we have that effect, and the way I got, oops, I'm sorry. Anyway, so the way that we got that giant color bokeh in the background. Basically all I did with that is just create a new layer and drop it behind these little dust particle things, whatever you want to call them. Drop it behind the dust particles, and then we're going to come over to here, click on black, and I basically use one of these colors that are back here so it kind of blends in with the scene better. So I believe I used this red, push OK, push X to make your foreground color white, click on the white, and we just come over to here and click on green. So that's basically what I did. I would recommend using colors from the scene so it blends better and looks like it. Oh yeah, that's believable, you know. So that's basically what I did, and I just kind of painted like this, like literally just randomly painted these giant blobs of color in, like so, just literally randomly painted like this. And then all I did was probably set the blending mode to soft light like that, and that's probably exactly what I did with that. So now if we this is another very, very important tip in Photoshop. I use this all the time. This is something that you are probably going to be using a lot, and that is the select and mask mode in Photoshop. So I'm going to turn those off real quick. This little eyeball icon turns them off and on. Push Control J to duplicate, and then we're going to come up with, or push W for your little wand tool, and we're just going to make a rough selection of his head and the box. So make like a really rough selection. If you want to get rid of something, you painted too much, it's selected too much, just hold Alt and it'll start disappearing. So, you know, it'll start deselecting, that's what I meant. And push Z for zoom, and then you can just zoom in, and yeah, just get it really, it doesn't have to be perfect, just like really rough. Make sure I get a little bit of his finger here. Jeez, why is my Photoshop so laggy right now? Alright, there we go. Probably because I'm recording actually, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Alright, so make sure we get these little flyouts of his hair up here too. Yeah. Like, just make sure we get those. Jeez, Photoshop, why are you lagging so hard right now? That's ridiculous. You've never lagged this hard on me. Alright. So I just basically get all these. Why did a ruler come down? I'm not sure, but can we get rid of that? Yeah, okay. Alright, push R to get rid of, wait, Control R? Yeah, Control R to get rid of rulers. Alright, so now, if we come up to Select and Mask, we can actually just come up to this Refine Edge brush tool right here, and we can just paint over it, and it'll like totally, it'll be like, oh okay, so this is hair, that's the background, and it'll get rid of what you think is hair and what it thinks is the background. So as you can see right here, everything that is red is not going to be in your scene. Everything that is red is gone. So basically what we're doing right now is painting away everything. We're painting away everything but Charlie. So if we push R for the Refine Edge brush tool, we can come over to here and just kind of paint in his hair so it knows. And if we're getting too much like this spot right here, the more in color something is, the more it's going to be selected and visible in your image. So this is a little bit too much. We're just going to come up to this quick selection tool, and we're just going to, oops, hold Alt, and we're just going to try and brush that away. What? Okay, obviously it's bugging. Oh, there we go. Alright. It's just really laggy right now. Okay, so now let's come down to here, and let's just try and like make sure that it's not deselecting his hair. That looks fine. Remember, this is going to be at different opacities, and we can always mask something back in later if we need to. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to come down here. I usually like to do new layer with layer mask. Oops, not new document. New layer with layer mask, so it's like the least destructive as possible. There we go. Now if we like hold Alt and click this little eyeball, we'll see exactly what we have. So this is all that's selected. Everything that's this little grid in the background is not, it's not even there. It's transparent. So everything that is obviously in color is going to be in the image. So now if we hold Alt and click that again and we turn this on, it's still going to go over and watch. It's still going to, see how it's still going over his hair? We need to drag this below it, so it's below it, and there we go. Now it's all behind him, and it looks pretty cool. So yeah guys, that's basically how I created this effect in Photoshop. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.